Do you ever feel like you are expected to take care of everybody else first and you last? You know, this is often the case in family scenarios. You're expected to please your parents. You're expected to take care of the family members. Sometimes it happens in marriages where your spouse expects you to make them more important than you, or your kids expect you. Now, when they're very little, of course, they should expect you, but say they're getting to be an age where they can contribute and they still think you should do it, and you are just exhausted and resentful and spent, and no matter how much you do and you want them to stop and do for themselves, they don't. Well, welcome to Life 101. A lot of us have that experience, especially if you're an empath. And today I'm going to give you some tips and tools in how to stop that experience. So my name is Sonia Choquette. Thank you for visiting my channel where we talk about your intuitive intelligence and how to elevate it and become self-loving and grounded and guided and supported by angels and guides and in good energy, creating the life you really want. So back to, how do I stop getting bowled over by everyone else's expectations? Well, to a large degree, these are what are called implied agreements. A lot of times, especially as we come out of a very toxic patriarchal consciousness in our society, we have often been raised that other people are more important than us, and the way to be good is to abandon ourselves and just cater to everybody else's whims. Well, how's that working out for you? I know that as a middle child in a family of 7, wasn't working out for me. So we have to get past the idea that taking care of you is wrong or selfish. That's just Kool-Aid that you drank, poison Kool-Aid, and it's not true. Taking care of yourself is your responsibility, and it's your right as a beautiful divine spirit to meet your needs and address your needs with the same love as you would anyone else's. So you're going to have to make that executive decision that taking care of myself, it doesn't hurt other people. It might annoy them. It might upset them because they're control freaks and they're trying to run your life for you. And you may have to stand up to that. I know in a lot of families, doing what takes care of you can really piss some other people off. But you know what? Meeting their needs and keeping them happy costs you your integrity, your autonomy, your sovereignty, your identity, and you self-abandon, so you will not be happy. Those whose expectations are intruding upon you, those expectations will be disappointed, but they'll get over it. They will learn that you are taking care of yourself, and to be in relationship with you, they're going to have to cooperate with that. There's a bumpy period in between when you start to say, no, I got to take care of myself. But if you learn to say it in a way that's not too provocative, then you're going to make the bumpy ride less bumpy. But let's be real. It'll be bumpy if you change your behavior. So the first thing to do is start announcing to everybody what does take care of you. Listen up, everybody. Today I have responsibilities at work, or I'm going to meet my friend for lunch, or this is important to me. I love your support around this because it matters to me. And ask for their support. Let them know you have a need. Now, expect that it may not be respected. What do you mean? You're supposed to do this and supposed to do that, and say, well, I'm sorry, that's disappointing, but you'll be okay. I need to do this for me. Just get comfortable with, I need to do this for me. This is really important to me. So that you remind people it's not about you. Secondly, practice this sentence. I'm sorry it's disappointing, but I'm taking care of me. I'm sorry that disappoints you, but I have to take care of me. Oh, fully expect the drama and the rolled eyes and the this and that or whatever, but they'll get over it. Just trust that. And you can end with, and I love you. I'm doing this for me, and I love you. Because often when you start changing your behavior, people get insecure and they'll think you don't love me anymore because they assume that you prioritizing them over you was love. And you need to say, I love you very much. And I love me too. So I have to do this for me, because It's important and it matters to me. Then the other thing you can learn to do is to not volunteer the over caretaking. Probably unaware, but you might be guiltier than you realize of just making yourself too available. Doing things all the time because someone else's discomfort is hard to experience, so you don't want to experience it. Breathe through it. Don't offer. Don't do more for other people than they're willing to do for themselves. If someone in your family comes with a problem, respond differently. Listen with interest and compassion. Be sure you keep breathing. And then say, have you thought of how you're going to handle that? Or ask them, geez, have you thought this through? How are you going to handle that? What do you think will be best for you? So you put the responsibility back in their hands, back on their lap to say, this is your challenge, and I'm really interested in supporting how you choose to handle it. And they might think, well, I don't know. Say, if you don't know, meditate on it. You'll come to some good answers. I trust you will. I trust you. I have confidence in you. I know you can do this. And this often is enough to get them at least to think about it. Mostly it gets you off the hook. Now, again, you're going to be tested. You're going to be tested. So, and you're going to be pushed, and you could be pushed into, being so angry that your only no is if you scream and yell. But I'll tell you, the minute you start screaming and yelling, you've lost your power. Instead, you have to be very quiet and say, I am removing myself. This doesn't work for me, and I'm not going to participate. So let's say you ask your kids to clean up their room, your teenagers, and they don't. Let's say, it really works. I really need that for me. I need some degree of order. So I'd like to ask you to clean your room. And then they don't. So what you do is you say, well, since you're not cooperating and you're not doing what I need from you, please don't ask me for anything that you need from me either. Because if you want that relationship, it's not the one I want, but if you want that one, okay. Don't ask me for a ride. Don't ask me for money. Don't ask me for support. Don't ask me for dinner, because I do those things because they matter to you, and it's important to me that I am supportive to you. But if I ask you what matters to me doesn't matter to you, well, okay, that's very disappointing. I accept, but I'm not going to participate. Now, I know that sounds radical, but you know what? It works. You might need to sit with that for a couple of weeks. But it works. Just say to someone, I'm not going to change you, but I am going to respond to the choices you are making. And if you are making the choice to let me know that what's important to me doesn't matter, okay, I'll bear that in mind when I'm making my choices about our relationship. That's all. Don't try to get someone to be different. You be different. So we're going to first start saying, this is important to me. I need your support. Gee, I wish I could, but that won't work out for me. What are you going to do to take care of yourself? And then the last thing, and then of course, if you choose to not make what's important to me important, I'll bear that in mind when I make my choices about our relationship. Don't say about you. Those are very attacking and mean-spirited. Just, I'll make the same choices about our relationship. If I don't matter to you in our relationship, that's good information for me to have. I'll have to adjust my own behavior to match that. And then finally, ask for help. Say, need your help. Are you willing to help me? And before you ask for what you need, to say, are you willing? Are you available? And if they say no, say, okay, it's good to know. I will bear that in mind when I address our relationship. So these techniques take practice, but it's all about your energy maneuvering to higher and higher and higher vibration. When we are in ego vibration, we're trying to control one another. Won't work. You won't succeed. I call that our barking dogs, and it's all our barking dogs are fighting, and you're just going to get bitten to death. Go to a higher frequency. Be sure you breathe. Okay, well, this is important to me, and I'm going to respect it even if you don't. I'm going to take care of myself even if you would prefer I don't. Sorry, but I'm going to do that anyway. And I love you, and I love me too. So listen to this particular lesson a couple of times because it's loaded with a lot of good information. I don't believe anybody's family members or close relationships really are trying to hurt you. They're just used to certain behaviors, and when you change it by treating yourself better, there's going to be an adjustment period. So you can also end with saying, you'll get used to this. It'll be better in the long run. I know it's a change. I know it's disruptive, but in the long run, we'll both be happier. And that's all I'm going for. Try to take that approach instead of the angry, defensive, ranting, raging, screaming dogfight that's going to just hurt you, exhaust you, and everyone else and achieve nothing. Okay, thanks for tuning in. And again, if this is your first time, I'm so glad that we got to connect. And if you enjoyed this, please subscribe. If you're back and you haven't subscribed for whatever reasons, I invite you to, because then I can come in all the time offering you these beautiful, uplifting tips and tools for you to have the most magnificent, intuitively grounded, intelligent, empowered, beautiful life. All my love.